Alright, what's up everybody? It's Ethan here, and as you saw, I'm on the Colorado Trail, and today doing a little backpacking trip. It is February 2nd today, and it could not be more beautiful. It's supposed to really no chance of rain or snow, and today they're saying a high of 53 and a low of 38. And for February in the Rocky Mountains, that's pretty awesome. So I'm actually doing segment 2 of the Colorado Trail. Not the whole thing, just going, a couple miles in, something like that. Just gonna hike in a little bit, set up camp, hang out, and then pack out in the morning. Unfortunately though, this was my plan B, because my original plan was to hike part of segment 3, which from where I just started the trail was on the other side of the road, but it's closed and will stay closed until April 30th because of revegetation. And I wish I would have known about it earlier, but unfortunately there's like no info about it on the Colorado Trails website or the National Forest website. So unfortunately that kind of sucks. But I still think this is going to be a lot of fun. Of course, the Colorado Trail is one of the most famous trails in the state. It runs from, starts in Waterton Canyon outside of Littleton in the suburbs of Denver, and goes all the way to Durango in the far southwestern part of Colorado. And it goes through a lot of cool stuff. It goes through this area, which is Buffalo Creek, Lost Creek Wilderness area, and then from there it goes out to like the Fairplay, Breckenridge area. It goes through the Collegiate Peaks area, right by Mount Elbert, and then eventually goes through the San Juan Mountains. So it's a very beautiful trail, lots of cool stuff. And like I said, this is part of segment 2. And as you can see, I'm already coming out to a little street crossing here. So let's see where the trail continues from here. So one of the reasons I would have picked segment 3 over segment 2 is because this segment goes through a burn area starting pretty quickly, and we'll kind of be following this the trees over here for a while, and then eventually it'll branch off and just go straight through. But real quick, I just want to show you, look at those views from here. Getting some nice views of some snow-capped peaks up there to the northwest. But yeah, a lot of segment 2 goes through a burned area. So I'm hoping that, for this duration of the trail, that we kind of follow the edge of the forest here, that I'll be able to find a good spot to camp in there. And I'm sure I will. I'm sure there's plenty of places that I could set up a campsite through there. And if not, worst case scenario, I could always go a little bit further in and go through, because this trail kind of follows the edge of the forest for the first like mile or so, and then it cuts to the north, goes straight through the burned area for a couple of miles, and then goes back in the trees on the other side. So worst case scenario, I could just hike a little bit further in than I originally intended to, and go on the other side of the burn area. Alright, looks like we're kind of going to go back into the trees for a little bit here. Got a nice little view up there. you know, believe it or not, with all the hiking I've done and all the times that I've gone up in the mountains here in Colorado, this is my first time ever stepping foot on the Colorado Trail, any portion of it. So this is actually a pretty exciting trip for me, because as you saw from my pack and what I said earlier, you know, I am going in and staying overnight. And I have done a few backpacking trips before, but never solo. This is my first time trying it out. And that's why I'm not going to be going too far in, because I just want to take it easy, ease myself into it, and start out slow, you know. And also, you know, I picked this spot because it's still a pretty moderate area, despite it being early February. So this is very exciting for me. I'm a little nervous, but for the most part I'm excited. So all right, guys, I got my campsite set up for the night, and it's currently 1:15, so I still got a few hours of daylight left to just relax and hang out. I made a tiny little fire pit over there, and I mean, it is small. And the reason I made it so small is just because you can see all these like dry pine leaves and all this stuff everywhere. I'd rather just keep it small. I'll be I just you know, set that on fire just to see if it, you know, those little twigs and stuff would catch, and they do. So we're good. I'm starting to get some sticks and stuff to make a small fire. It's just pretty dry out here, and there's a little bit of wind. I don't want to risk it by making some huge bonfire tonight. But I will be making a little small excuse me, a little small one. So here's some of the gear that I'm using. I got my REI Co-op. It's the REI Quarter Dome 2-person tent. So they have a 1 and a 2-person. And this is the 2-person. It's a pretty lightweight tent. It's 3 pounds 5 ounces. So not like too heavy. And it works really well. I used it once before, and I didn't actually spend the night the first time I used it, but I did really like it. Does a good job of blocking out the wind. The rain fly on it's really nice, and it's just a nice tent. Anyway, let me take you inside the tent so I can show you the rest of the stuff I have going on, if I could get the tent to open. All right, so I got 3 liters of water that I just found some empty water bottles around the house this morning and filled them up with water, because there's no water around here. And then I also got my bottle here with another liter in it, so I should definitely be good for just an overnight. Now, take you in here into the tent. So this right here, I know you can't see the whole thing, but that's my sleeping bag. It's the Marmot, called the Marmot Trestles, and it's a nice long and wide bag, which I need, and it's rated to 15 degrees, so it's pretty good for, you know, as long as the weather's not too cold, it holds up really well. And then over here I have my pack, which is also done by REI. This is just their 70 liter pack, and it's really nice. It fits me really well, so I really like that. And then over here, I actually just got this last night from a friend of mine, the Sea to Summit, this little pillow here. And I've done backpacking trips before, and I've never used a pillow. I always just kind of like, you know, bunch up my jacket or something like that and use that. But I mean, honestly, I think this is the way to go. This is gonna be, I think I'm gonna like this a lot. And then over here for cooking meals, I got my MSR camping stove here, the wind burner as they call it. and it's a 1 liter stove. It goes with these fuel cans right here, and I got the medium size one. They got like a one that's smaller than this, and then they got one that's a lot bigger than this actually, and I just went with the medium size one. They last a pretty long time, especially if you're just by yourself. And so this is my camping stove, which I will be breaking that out later and using that because I got some good food I'm gonna eat. Matter of fact, here's my dry bag, Sea to Summit, little Sea to Summit dry bag there that I just kind of I actually throw my food in here right now because I don't have like an actual bear canister or anything like that. And it is February, so there shouldn't be like much of a issue with like seeing bears out here. But just in case, I am going to throw this over a tree tonight, and I got some paracord and everything to do that. But let me take this out here. This is my dinner tonight. I'm having breakfast for dinner. The Mountain House breakfast skillet, hash browns, scrambled eggs, mixed with pork, sausage patty, peppers, and onions. And I'm very much looking forward to that. I've heard that this is one of the best meals that Mountain House makes, so I'm excited to give that a try. And then other than that, I don't really have much else to show you. I got some almonds for a snack over there. And then just in case, you know, I'm not really planning on eating a big breakfast. I was just going to have a couple handfuls of almonds or something like that. But if I do get hungry, you know, in the morning for some reason, I got a little pack here of creamy chicken ramen that I just found laying around in my kitchen this morning. And I just threw that in there just to have a little extra something just in case I get a little hungry. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and relax for a little bit, get this fire going pretty soon, and just have a good time out here. It's a beautiful little campsite here in the pine forest. All right, what's up, guys? Made a little coffee here. Just getting pretty tired, and I mean, I do want to get some sleep tonight, but I'm gonna drink a little bit of coffee to wake up a little bit for the next few hours at least. I just almost fell asleep in my tent. Actually, I was laying down in there for a minute, just kind of hanging out, laying down in there, and I almost fell asleep. So it's actually still really nice out. I'd say it's a little windy, but the spot that I got here, the wind's not hitting me too much, so that's good. And it's actually still it's pretty warm. I mean, for February, it's not warm, but for February, it's warm. It's like, I'd say 45 degrees right now, 45, 48, something like that. And earlier today it was in the 50s, and I'm about 7,500 feet right now, and that's pretty rare for this time of year for it to be this warm, and also for there to be almost no snow anywhere. I mean, there's just like something like that, little tiny patches of snow here and there, but I'm just enjoying it, man. I got myself a nice little spot here out in the woods in the pine forest. Very beautiful. Looking forward to getting a little campfire going tonight. And I know I keep laughing at that fire pit because it's so small, but like I said, I had to make it like that because I'm not trying to burn this forest down again. I mean, there was already a forest fire here a few years ago. I don't need there to be another one anytime soon. So just kind of enjoying myself here. Looking forward to cooking that breakfast skillet, making a nice hot meal for myself, sitting by the fire and just relaxing and just really enjoying it out here, man, because it is truly beautiful. I love that I finally have my own gear now. I can do this on my own. Don't have to depend on, 5 different people to collect all the necessary gear to get myself together so I can go on a backpacking trip. I got it all for myself now. And there's a lot of money. I mean, I'll tell you, it's not cheap buying this, lightweight backpacking gear, stuff that's good for, colder weather and all that stuff. I mean, it starts to get up there pretty quickly. But I'm really glad I mean, it's, to me, that's kind of an investment, you know, because as someone who enjoys day hiking and camping as much as I do, I think, you know, and the few backpacking trips I've been on with friends, I've very much enjoyed those. So I think that I really will enjoy doing some solo backpacking trips. And I'm really looking forward to the summertime when I can really get, you know, go up really high and, you know, do some backpacking trips deep in some wilderness areas that are, you know, like, you know, up at like camp up at like 10, 11,000 feet. But of course, if I were up that high right now, it would be a lot colder and there would be a lot more snow. So anyway, I'm going to sit here, drink my coffee, and just enjoy myself. All right, well, I got a tiny little fire going here in the mini fire pit. And that's unfortunately is about as big as I'm willing to let it get. I mean, I can maybe let it get a little bigger than that, but not much. Because you still got some heavy winds blowing from that direction. And all this dry stuff around here. Rather not risk it. Just let it be a small little fire and enjoy what I have. But it's still really nice to be out here. So as you can see, the sun is starting to set a little bit, getting lower in the sky. It's about 4:30 right now. And so it's going to be dark in about an hour. And so this fire is definitely going to be really nice when it gets dark. But I'm just kind of sitting here having a little snack right now, relaxing, just really enjoying it out here because, man, I just love being out in the woods. It's so beautiful being up here in the mountains. Excuse me. Very nice. Like I said, I'm just going to sit here and enjoy myself in front of the fire. And in a little bit, I'm going to cook me some dinner. Cook that Mountain House breakfast skillet that I have. And enjoy a nice little hot meal by the fire here. Out in the beautiful Pike Natl Forest in Colorado. Alright, everybody. The sun has set. As you can see, it's getting pretty dark. Still a little bit of light in the sky, but it will be completely dark very soon. Still got my little fire going there, just enjoying that. And I got some water boiling for tonight's dinner. Breakfast for dinner, the breakfast skillet, courtesy of Mountain House. And I am super hungry right now, so that is going to be very good. I've been snacking on these almonds all day here, but and look at that. Looks like I got me a boil. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of this right now. Alright, guys. My Mountain House breakfast skillet is ready to go. And sorry, I'll try to keep the light out of the camera as much as I can, but as you can see, it is pretty dark. The sun has gone down. And it is a beautiful night out here in the woods. Very beautiful and peaceful night. Still got this little fire going. And I'm going to give this a try and see how it tastes. That's really good. That is really good. Wow. This right here. That is good stuff. Alright, guys, well, I'm going to enjoy my dinner sitting here by the fire. And I'll get back to you guys soon. Alright, guys. Still got the fire going here. And as you can see, it is completely dark now. It's about close to 7 o'clock. And I think I'm going to start pretty soon. Start letting the fire go out a little bit. I'm pretty much out of firewood, all the firewood I collected. And I think I'm gonna let the fire start going out pretty soon here so I can head off to bed, get in the tent, try to get a good night's sleep. But I'm enjoying this so far. Once the sun goes down, of course, things change a little bit. You always get a little nervous, or at least I do. But I think it's all right. I think everything's going pretty good right now, so couldn't really ask for a better night. And it is a little chilly out here, but it's not nearly as cold as a normal February in the mountains in Colorado. It's only about, I'd say it's probably about 40 degrees right now, so it's just a little chilly. It's not bad at all. Good morning, guys. Well, morning for me. I don't know what time it is for you. But, so I just woke up a couple minutes ago. It's a little after 6 in the morning right now, and there's just kind of starting to be some light in the sky. I slept really warm in this bag. Let me get the light on a little bit more in here. This little bag, right, this marmot bag that I got. Man, I slept like a baby in this little setup I have here. The REI quarter dome. Oh, it's good stuff. Anyway. And having this pillow here too, this Sea to Summit pillow that I have, that really made a world of difference compared to just bunching up a jacket or something like that and laying that under my head. But anyway, looks like the sun is just kind of starting to come up right now. I mean, not really. It's kind of like, there's just starting to be a little bit of light in the sky. But it is about, like, I think 6:15, 6:20 right now. So the sun is going to be coming up soon. And I'm going to go grab all my food and cook some breakfast, get some coffee going, and get ready to hike out today. Well, guys, still laying in the tent. It's about 6:30 now. I don't know if you can hear that, but I kind of don't want to get out of the tent. It is super windy right now. I mean, like, it's been windy most of the night, actually, because I slept pretty good. I stayed pretty warm in here. This tent does do a very good job of blocking out the wind, and of course this bag is nice and warm, but the problem is that it's just really windy. So I was listening to that all night, and I remember there were certain moments where I got a little nervous. I was like, I hope this tent can take it. And this tent never had any issues with all the wind. And I mean, it did get heavy. I'd say there were up to at least 20 mile an hour wind gusts, if not even more than that. But I'll tell you, I do not want to get out of this tent right now, even to go over and get my food, just so I can start getting stuff ready to go. Because I mean, I don't want to step outside. It's like, I'm just like in my bag and I'm warm and I feel good right now. And I know as soon as I get out of this sleeping bag and unzip that tent, I'm going to be freezing cold. So I got to get it together here, because I am going to have to go out there in a couple of minutes. I'll wait till the sun comes up a little bit more though, because right now it is still, it's you can't really tell, but there is, I'll unzip the tent and show you. I'm kind of starting to be able to see some light in the sky, so that's cool. But anyway, I'll get back to you guys soon. Alright, Alright, well, good morning, guys. Well, once again, morning for me. And it is cold this morning. As you can see, it's not looking too nice. It's foggy, it's cold, it's windy. Not the ideal morning that I wish it was. Wish it was a little nicer, but you know, it is February, so February in the mountains, what else can you expect? But I'll tell you, I did sleep really well last night. I think I probably got like 9 hours of sleep. I only woke up like once or twice. And overall, it was a pretty good night. So, despite the fact that it was really windy all night, but you could see, I mean, that fog just keeps kind of rolling in. So, with how cold it is right now, I have a feeling it's not going to warm up anytime soon. So, I know I probably look like a mess right now. That's fine. But yeah, I had to throw on all my layers because of how cold it is. I'm just going to run up here and grab my food real quick. Right here. All my stuff. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to get back in my tent and boil this water and get some coffee going, because it is really cold out here. It's almost 7 in the morning right now, and normally, you know, the sun would be up by this time, and actually the skies are pretty clear. It's just really foggy. So, but anyway, I'm gonna get back in the tent, make some coffee, make a nice hot breakfast, and then start packing up and getting ready to leave. All right, got a nice hot cup of coffee going here, and boy do I need it. It is cold this morning. I mean, like, man, it is cold this morning. It's way colder than I thought it was going to be. Said the low was only supposed to be about 35, but it's definitely, I'd say it's in the high 20s right now, and with that wind, I mean, it is really cold. So this coffee is definitely helping me out. That is awesome. Nothing better than a nice hot cup of coffee in the morning after sleeping in the tent all night. Because, you know, after like such a long period of inactivity, your body temperature does start to go down a little bit. And so when you first get up out of the tent, like when I first got up this morning, going to get my my food bag and all that stuff, I was really feeling the cold, like really feeling it. Honestly, I might be exaggerating. I think it's probably about, like, if I had to guess, I'd say it's like 28 degrees right now. And that wind is still blowing at probably about at least 15 miles an hour. But, you know, I might think it's a little colder than it is just because I just woke up and had to get out of the sleeping bag. And that's like the worst part when you're camping, is when you have to get up and get out of the sleeping bag and start getting, stuff ready, especially on a really cold, gloomy morning like this. This is the kind of morning where you just want to lay in the sleeping bag and just stay there all day, But nope. I got stuff I got to do today. I wish I could stay in the woods another day, but I got stuff I got to do, so I'm just going to enjoy this coffee, relax for a couple minutes. Well, there's my breakfast, guys. Eating it right out of the MSR stove. Just some ramen noodles. That's all I had left, so I'm perfectly okay with that. I still got some almonds left in there, so I got something for a little trail snack on my way out if I get a little hungry. But man, it is so good to be eating a hot meal right now, because as you can see, it's still just a gloomy morning. Very cold, a little foggy. It's just a very gloomy morning today. But I'm going to finish eating my breakfast here, excuse me, and then go ahead and start packing out. Alright guys, well I'm back on the trail, and from here it's only about a mile hike to get out and get back to where my car is. But look at this, all the trees and everything are covered in frost. You can see it on all the pines and all these trees. This fog's just been freezing right onto everything. The grass has some frost on it. Still a very cold morning. It's about 8 o'clock right now. And as you can see, the visibility is like almost nothing. It's very foggy this morning. And and it is very cold still. Hasn't really warmed up at all since I woke up this morning. But you can see, look at that. All that frost. Like you got the one side, and the other side there's nothing. It's pretty cool. But just while I was packing up, my water bottle started freezing. So luckily, no matter what happens, it's not really a big deal because I'm only a mile away from the trailhead. But this is a cold and foggy morning out here on the Colorado Trail. But it is making for some really interesting scenery. Like I said, up on all these trees, you can see it all looks white now from all the frost from this fog. Just a very ominous morning up here in the Rockies. All right, we're here back on the road, County Road 126 outside of Buffalo Creek. My car's just parked a little ways up the road from here. Well, I gotta tell you guys, this was a lot of fun. So, like I said, this is my first solo backpacking trip, and I'm so glad I got to take you guys along for it, and you guys got to see how it went, and I'd say it went pretty well. No major issues. I slept pretty good, and I was really warm all night in that bag. That marmot bag and my tent and everything kept me nice and warm, despite the fact that it probably went down to the high 20s. I don't think it got any colder than that, but it was in the high 20s. So despite that, I slept very warm, and all my gear worked great. I had no complaints about any of the gear that I was using last night, and got to have a nice fire. It was really fun. It was a good trip. But anyway, guys, if you take a look, the sun's actually starting to peek out a little bit. And the visibility's still not great, but it's definitely better than it was. So, and I feel a lot warmer now that I'm up and moving and everything. But I'm about to be back at the car, and today is Super Bowl Sunday, so I'm gonna go home, relax for a little bit, take a shower, and have some fun watching the Super Bowl a little later. Alright guys, thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like and share and subscribe. It really helps me out when you subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys soon for the next one.